We've entered the desert, the North Desert of Ro. Love that. I've missed that so much. Loading, please wait. As you see, the world of Norath is divided into zones. It wasn't an open world like like Lord of the Rings or World of Warcraft, where as you move along, the other zones kind of load in around you. This right here, you only loaded one zone at a time into your computer's memory, and you actually, whoop, there we go. You actually had to hit a zone line and zone in, and the game paused and loaded the information in. Now, North Row, this is just like it says. It's a giant desert. One of the dangers out here is sand giants. So I always like scouring the area. It's had a graphics update too. I wonder if every zone has. This is quite nice. The sky is very beautiful too. It was nowhere near that pretty. There is also a day and night site. There we go. See that guy right there? Sand giant. A sand giant elite. And he is gray. We could maybe win if we were to fight against him. So he's not too dangerous. Since he's the most dangerous thing out here, I should be pretty safe crossing the desert here. What I do want to do is I want to head straight over that way until I get to the coast and then go down the coast. That was always the easiest and smartest way to go. Now that you see right there, that looks like a druid's. That's a druid ring. I said earlier that druids and wizards were the chief ways of getting around. Where's my compass? There we go. Let's keep heading east. Were the chief ways of getting around. That's actually, if I remember right, that's actually a ruined druid ring. But the ones that actually worked, you would meet a druid there, he would cast a spell on you, and he would take you to, that spell would take you to the next druid ring, whichever one he went to. And that right there is a wizard's pyramid. And the same kind of thing. You met a wizard, y'all would meet at the pyramid, he would cast a spell and it would take you to the next pyramid. So the desert of Ro here is full of ruins like that. Let's see if we can't get over and hit the coast. Now if you go up that way, that takes you back to Freeport. That's the I want to say East Freeport or South Freeport. Takes you back over to the back entrance to Freeport. And we saw the front entrance a little while ago. Okay, there's palm trees. So let's see if we can't hit the coast up here. I spent many a week and month here fighting in this northern desert. That's something you got to also recognize. Let me see, let me zoom out some. Something you also got to recognize is back in the day, it took a long time to gain experience. I'm not sure what these guys are. Let's see. Indifferently. The dervish. Dervish glowers at me dubiously. I'll bet. I killed a lot of dervish in my time. Dervish are kind of the wandering wild men of the North Desert here, so I killed a lot of them back in my day. So I would imagine they do glower. That's the other thing, you have faction. There are hundreds of factions in the game, and everyone you kill, everything you do, every quest you finish, raises your faction with some people and lowers it with another. And you have everything from, I think, gaze upon you warmly, I think is the highest faction, to glowers at you, maybe the lowest. Got a little encampment here. This is used to be some barbarians. There we go. A couple of barbarians out here fishing. So let's go out here and say hi. And now you understand why I always love playing gnomes. You're a cutie. Alrighty. So are you. Okay. God, barbarians get so jealous. Now what we're going to do is we are just going to travel down this path here, travel down the beach until we hit the southern desert of Roe. Yay! And Numlock actually works as the auto run. I remembered that too. So we're just going to travel down this beach until we get to the southern desert. And I'm wanting to say that right there. Is that how you get to Velius? I think there's a zone right here. It used to take you to one of the other continents whenever the expansion went in. Let's talk to this translocator. The way you talk to people is you click on them and then you hit H for hell. There's no right clicking and word bubbles come up. You actually had to read what they have to say, and you have to type your responses back to them. It says, "Hello there, Gnarlo. There seem to be some strange problems with the boats in this area. The Academy of Arcane Sciences has sent a small team of us to investigate them. If you need to travel to Iceclad in the meantime, I can transport you to my companion there." Alright, so that's it. Yeah, that's a disappointment. I knew they had trouble with the boats, and I had heard that they had done something like this. Used to be you caught a boat. A boat would come up to the dock here, you jump on it, the boat would take you out to another boat, and you travel on that boat. It was a lot of fun. It took forever. I mean, literally, it was like a 15 or 20-minute boat ride. But, you know, the whole thing with the quick travel and the whole thing with it now is you actually felt the size of the world back then. You felt you were in a real world, you know? And you just, with all the quick travel, you just don't get that experience anymore. And I think that's a shame. I think that's really something that you miss. Am I seeing what yes. I went to a wedding. We also had weddings back in EverQuest when characters would marry each other. And we had a big wedding right out here. And back then you could actually get the game masters. This was in the first year or two of the game. The game masters, the GMs, would actually, if you arranged with them, they would actually come and perform the marriage ceremony and change the last names of both of the characters. Like you see, my name is Cogbinder. Let's see which one. There we go. Gnarlo Cogbinder. The two characters could change their last names to be the same, and the GM would change it for it. Like I said, there's an awful lot that I do miss about those days, that I think that in the kind of the modern era of MMOs we've missed out on. Of course, populations were a lot smaller back then. MMOs were much more of a niche game rather than the mass market success that they are now, where everybody and their brother and their mother plays them. So, you know, we've gained some by that, and we've lost some by that too. Loading, please wait. Alright, we've hit the South Desert of Roe now. Remember, this was a place here with lots and lots of crocodiles. Crocodiles and caimans, there they are. There's the caiman. As you see, just reptiles all over the place. You'll also see sand giants here. Another place with sand giants, and another danger. This place used to be, like I said, even in the days whenever I quit, you could still find lots and lots of people here. And let's see what it looks like now. Yeah, see, one player in this zone, just me. And that's sad. But it just means that if I stay around and play and decide to create a new character, I don't have to compete with everybody. I've got tons of stuff to tons of places to solo, so that's cool. You got to watch out for sand giants here, and you also have to look out for that right there, which has had a facelift. That is the Wraith Spire, I think was the name of it, or Spectre Spire, something like that. Anyway, there's a bunch of things over there called specters. There you go. They scowl at me. They're gray now, but they were, you know, I'm 57th level. If you're 30 level or below, they were kind of a danger, because sometimes people would be fighting them. They would lose control. They would run to the beach to try and escape them, and because they'd run to the beach and then run to the zone. And it isn't like modern games where the monster will chase you a little ways and then give up and go back to where it is. No, this thing will chase you from one side of the zone to the other. All the monsters would. They were called trains. You would yell out, "Train to zone." It was called a train because you were the engine in front, and all the things chasing you would line up behind you. And you would train them to the zone. And yeah, once you got to the zone, they would wander back and they would attack anything along the way. So you could, with a bad pull and bad luck, there's an orc warrior attacking me? What the heck? What the devil does he think he's doing? Well, I'm going to show you how zoning works. He'll follow me until I hit the zone here. And I should be hitting it any moment now. I can't believe there's a warrior that's high enough level to actually attack me. Alright. Oh, I guess South Row actually keeps going a ways, doesn't it? Well, let's see if I got... Yeah, let's see if I can... Wow. That's actually an even level to me. I am amazed. And it's resisting my targets. Let's see. Well, we're going to show you how you just have to run. Oh Lord, and I can't remember where the zone is. Hopefully I'm not going to run into I did not realize there were 50-something level orcs there. And there's my phone. I had absolutely no clue there were orcs that were that high of level there in South Row. I have no idea where I'm going, where the zone line is. This is not good. Maybe it's up this way? Where's my map? Okay, it's to the right because we're trying to get to Inethul Swamp. Alright, so it should be this way? That way. And here's a perfect example. Here's a actual druid ring that looks like it's actually together and functional. It's not surrounded by monsters and stuff, so you could actually be able to get a druid to transport you there. Alright, I think we're running fast enough just ahead. As you see, they haven't given up yet. They are still on our case. Ah, we got stunned. Let me see if I can stun them back. Well, we're moving again, so let's keep moving. I'm hoping one of these passages over here. Said it is hard to tell these days. With these zone upgrades, everything is so hard to remember where I'm going. I'm afraid I'm have to rely on maps a lot more than I used to. And there, we finally hit the zone. Thank God. Now, that orc is going, those two orcs are going to go all the way back to where they were, and fortunately nobody's in the zone, so no one's going to have to worry about getting killed as they go back. Alright, sorry I had to take a little break there, had a phone call coming in, but that allowed us to escape from the desert. We just zoned in. As you see, that was one of the main escape methods, was zoning and going into another zone, and that was about the only way you could shake off most of these mobs. So let's see here. We've got the Inethul Swamp. And I've got to see where the devil... there we go. I'm trying to get to Gook. So it is on the left-hand wall. So I think the best way is just follow along this wall here around. So that's what we're going to do. Very foggy. I think we're still at nighttime as well, judging by the noises. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to follow this wall. I don't remember. There's so much I don't remember about this game, like what level. I know part of this is Inethul Swamp used to be the starting zone for the trolls. They lived in a place called the Grob, which I think the frogs took over. I think the froglocks took that over. Giant rat. So a lot of this stuff should be newbie material. What the devil is that sucker? Fungus man, mushroom man. Alright, so it's all gray to me too. Most of this stuff should be gray to me and well below my level, being as a good portion of it is indifferently. Okay, see that right there? They're up in, that's a light blue, so that must be in their 40s. If I'm 57, that must be, you know, anywhere from high 40s to low 50s to be light blue. So fortunately they're indifferent to me. Yeah, so much of this game I can remember bits and pieces of it, and then you got so much of it like I don't remember there being, you know, mid 50 level orcs there at the zone into where you go from the South Road Desert into the plains through that little gap. And I swear that that used to be a zone line there too. Apparently is no longer. It must have where the desert turn, where the upper part of the desert where the specters is, where it went from there into the lower part of the desert where you saw the sand giant. There used to be a zone line there, so that's another change. Just like the commons. The commons used to be divided into East Commons and West Commons, and now it's just the commons. So a lot of these zone maps, they've gotten rid of one of the problems of having teeny tiny little zones by combining the teeny tiny little zones into much bigger ones. Is the sun coming up? Yeah, I was away for a while there. This has a day-night cycle, just like most other MMOs, and unlike the Star Wars, where everything's always the same. Just like Lotro and WoW and all the rest, it does have a day-night cycle. Can't remember the exact time. I'm wanting to say, what are those things? Troll Raiders. Okay, they're indifferent to me, and gray as well, so they're not a danger. I'm wanting to say day and night changes like every hour or so, perhaps. There's another named Froglock. Fortunately, they're indifferent as well. There's different kind of Froglocks. There's the player character and NPC Froglocks, like what you see there, the named ones. And then in this area, there are these things, which are the wild Froglocks. See, a Froglock guard. And it scowls. There we go. Scowls at me, ready to attack. That's the worst faction you can have with a group. And they scowl at me because I've spent a lot of time in Gook here. This is Gook. Excuse me, I've spent a lot of time in Gook killing Froglocks, so let's go on in. You see how long it has taken me. We should be zoning here in just a second into the actual dungeon. There we go. Loading, please wait. And here we are. We've entered the city of Gook. And it says Lillian tells you Gook. Alright. So apparently I'm at the right location. And I'm actually seeing actually seeing names. So that's where we leave off. There's Upper Guck and Lower Guck. Let's pull up the map. Here's Upper Guck, and it is kind of a zone for level 20s and or 30s and low 40s. And then Lower Guck, once you go through this entire dungeon down to here, you enter another dungeon which is just as big, which is full of undead, which is called Lower Guck. So, and that was for high 40s and low 50s. So there you go. I want to come play in Guck. So it looks like I may be actually getting to play for a while here shortly. So I'm going to stop there. And by no means is this going to be a regular type of let's play or anything posted on a regular basis. Just whenever I happen to be on and something interesting happens, or I'm with a group of folks and looks like something might be fun to watch. So there you go. That's what EverQuest looks like. As you see, it's the grandfather of just about all the 3D games like this. Yes, I know there was whatever it was, Meridian 56 or 49 or 69 or whatever the hell the name was that came first, but this was the one. This was the 800-pound gorilla that before there was WoW. You know how every game these days, oh, Star Wars is going to be the WoW killer. Oh, Guild Wars 2 is going to be the WoW killer. Well, back before WoW, this was the one. You heard, oh, Shadowbane is going to be the EQ killer, and Dark Ages is going to be the EQ killer, and Asheron's Call is going to be the EQ killer. This was the 800-pound gorilla they were all trying to kill back then. So there you go. Hopefully we'll be having some fun, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey guys, just a real quick addendum here. Thomas D. Well left a message talking about the interface and how cluttered it was, and he wanted to claw at it. I want to show you right here what the original interface looked like. We played the game looking at this for about a year to a year and a half before they got in the newer interface, which was even nothing like what you see on the big screen. So that just shows you how hardcore and dedicated we were. Bye bye.